Good morning, students. Welcome back. Your examinations are very nearer. June 25th, your examinations will be started. So, please work harder and harder. Prepare yourself facing the examinations by reading the subjects. And with regards of our biology subject, today I am going to give you a clarification of reproductive system in the human body. Human reproductive system that we are going to discuss in this video. Okay, let us. Human reproductive system. In this topic, we are going to discuss about how the sexual reproduction will be taking place in the human body. Before learning that, we should know what are the characteristics of the sexual reproduction. First of all, what is the meaning of reproduction? Usually, simply we can say that giving birth to young ones is called as a reproduction. The process of giving birth to young ones, this is called as reproduction. Simply we can say that. But it's a process of fusing of male gamete with the female gamete and producing fertilized egg, as well as that egg is developed into young ones. That means the reproduction is the phenomena of combination of male and female gamete. There is a sexual contact with the male and female organisms and producing their own kinds, and which are similar to the parents and having the little variations. Okay, this is called reproduction. And sexual reproduction is having the some characteristics. Let us discuss what are the characteristics of the sexual reproduction. The first one, in the sexual reproduction, compulsory two parents, both the parents, that means male as well as the female, compulsory participated. Male parent produce the male gamete, female parent produce the female gamete. This is the first characteristic. And the second characteristic is, male gamete is called as sperm, female gamete is called as ova or egg. Male gamete is called as sperm, male gamete is sperm, female gamete is ova. So, the fusion of male gamete with the female gamete is called fertilization. After the fertilization, after the fusion of male gamete with the female gamete, fertilized egg will be produced there. That fertilized egg is called as zygote. So here sperm is having the one set of chromosomes, so it is a haploid cell. And ova is also having the one set of chromosomes. Here male chromosomes are presented in the sperm and female chromosomes are presented in the ova. Okay, so both of them are haploid cells. When these two are combined together, that means n plus n is equal to 2n. So zygote is a diploid cell. That means two sets of chromosomes are presented in the zygote. So it is a diploid cell. So the first one is, in the sexual reproduction, compulsory two organisms are participated. One is male, another one is female. And male organism produce the male gamete, that is called sperm, and female organism produce the female gamete, that is called as ova. When these two are fused together, when the fertilization is taken place, they produce the fertilized egg called as zygote. That means n plus n is equal to 2n. So zygote is the diploid cell. Sperm and ova are haploid cells. In the sperm, male chromosomes are presented. In the ova, female chromosomes are present. This is the second characteristic for the sexual reproduction. And third one, the resulted young one, the child which is born in the sexual reproduction of the human beings, surely it is resembled to the parents with a little bit variations will be there, because mother is different, father is different. Mother characters are different, father characters are different. So when these two characters are combined together, there will be a change, a variation, a difference will be seen in the resulted progeny or resulted offspring or resulted child. Those variations are very much important for the child that survive in the drastic conditions also. Okay, these are the special characteristics of the sexual reproduction. So let us discuss about the human reproductive system. With regards of this human reproductive system, you already know that one, males are separate and females are separate. Human beings show the sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism. That means males are separate and females are separate. So let us learn about the male reproductive system. Male reproductive system. MRS, male reproductive system. So in the male reproductive system of the males, you might be having the total parts that are involved in this. The first one is one pair of testes, one pair of vasa differentia, one pair of testes, one pair of vas differentia, urethra, penis, accessory glands, these are the parts that are involved in the male reproductive system of the human beings. One pair of testes, these are the major essential sexual parts of the males. Okay, so these produce a hormone called as testosterone. These produce a hormone called as testosterone. This hormone is very important for the males as it is provide or as it is help in the development of the secondary sexual characters in the males. When a boy when a boy or a girl has born, until 10 years, you might not be find any kind of differences in case of sexual characteristics. No differences will be there. Then onwards, in the year, otherwise from the year 11th year onwards, lot of changes will be taking place. in the boys as well as the girls with regards of sexual characteristics, and these changes are called as secondary sexual characteristics, and these characteristics are very important for the males as well as the females. First of all, let us discuss what are the characteristics will be taken place in the males. The secondary sexual characteristics that are taken place in the males, usually it is taking place from the 12th year onwards in the males, from the 12th year onwards in the males. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, this total period is called as teenage, or we can say puberty. The age period where these all the secondary sexual characters will be developed in the males and females, that means in the boys and girls. The total period is called as puberty. In this puberty, or otherwise we can call it as a teenage. In this age period, a lot of changes will be taking place. Let us see in the males how it will be there. The shoulders will be broader. The first one is shoulders will be broader, hip girdle will be narrow, and hair will be, pubic hair will be grown on the chest, armpits as well as the genital parts, and there will be a development of the testosterone, that means testes as well as the penis, and releasing of testosterone will be started in this age only, so that beard as well as the mustaches will be developed and they are appear in the males, and they will be having the low pitch voice, so that the sound will be more, their voice will be changed immediately in this teenage. Slowly these all be changes. The first one is broadening of the shoulders, second one is deepening of the voice, third one is pubic hair will be grown in the various parts of the body of the males, like on the chest, in the armpits as well as around the genital parts, and there will be darkening of the skin color at the place of genital parts, sexual parts. Okay, and there is a growth of testis as well as the penis, and testis starts releasing a hormone called as testosterone, and beard and mustaches will be appear in this age only. So by that we can come to know that the boy is mature. By seeing of all these differences, we can say that the boy is mature. Okay, now we will discuss about what changes will be there in the females, in the girls. Females means girls. The first one is the size of the breast will be increased and hip girdle will be widened. Size of the breast will be increased, hip girdle will be widened, and their voice will be high pitched. Their voice will be high pitched, so voice will be smoother, and they feel the shyness, and they will be having some attractive minds towards the opposite gender, and pubic hair will be grown in the armpits as well as around the genital parts, and their uterus is mature and ready for holding the baby. Okay, and they have the ovaries in their structure, and those ovaries produce the ova every month alternatively, and these ovaries produce the two hormones. One is estrogen, another one is progesterone. Progesterone will take part in the development of the uterus, maintenance of the uterus, and estrogen will give all the secondary sexual characteristics to the girls, and they start mature, that menstrual cycle will be started there. When the ovary is produced, ova is produced from that germ cells, that means eggs, female gametes are produced from the female body. If the fertilization is not done within few days, that will be destroyed and comes out from the body along with the blood as a waste material. This is called menstruation. So menstruation starts from the 13th year, 12th year onwards. So that is the puberty stage. I told you already that. So these are the changes. First of all, once again, breast enlarged, hip girdle enlarged, widened, and their voice will be high pitched. They will be growing the long hair, and pubic hair will be grown in some of the parts of the body, like armpits, as well as at the place of genital parts. And also there will be development of the uterus and ovaries, and they produce the estrogen for giving the secondary sexual characters for the females, and progesterone will take responsibility of maintenance of the uterus. Uterus is ready for holding the baby for the development. These are the changes will be occur in the female body at the time of puberty. Okay, let us see the male reproductive system. In the male reproductive system, as I told you, that one pair of testes will be presented there. These are presented outside the body at the abdominal, below the abdominal cavity, and there will be one sac-like structure, one bag-like structure will be there. That bag-like structure is called as the scrotum. In this bag-like structure, in the scrotum, these testes will be presented there. Why they are presented outside the body, below the abdominal cavity? Because the development of the sperm needs the 1 to 3 degrees Celsius of the temperature lower than the body temperature of the human beings. So that's why these testes are presented in the bag-like structure is called as scrotum, which is presented below the abdominal cavity outside the body. Okay, and these testes are connected to the two tube-like structures are called as vas deferentia, and whatever the sperm is produced from the testis will be entered into the vas deferentia, and then it is goes to the one common passage called as urethra. One common passage called as urethra, and this urethra, these two, from the two sides the sperm will be entered into the urethra, and urethra will be passing this sperm out of the male body through the genital part is called as penis. And for this there are 3 accessory glands are helping in the passing of sperm into the female body. That is, one is seminal vesicles, prostate gland, Cowper glands. Cowper glands. These are the 3 accessory glands that are involved or help in the passing of sperm from the male body to female body. Seminal vesicles release a milk-like liquid. Milk-like liquid is called as semen. It is mixed with the sperm which is entered into the urethra, and along with the sperm, this semen, the milk-like structure liquid will be passed out from the penis. Okay, and prostate glands, these are secreting the mucus-like structure liquid which is basic in condition base condition, and it will neutralize the acidic condition of the female genital part, acidic condition of the female genital parts. And next, Cowper glands. These are improves the motility, means locomotion, movement of the sperm, motility of the sperm when it is traveling in the female genital part. So after that, through this penis, the sperm will be comes out from the male body and enter into the female body at the time of sexual intercourse. This is the male reproductive system. Let us see female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. FRS. So in this also some parts are involved here, and those parts, one pair of ovaries, one pair of fallopian tubes, uterus, vagina, vulva. These are the parts that are involved in the female reproductive structure. Let us see. This is the female reproductive structure. This is the fallopian tube. This is ovary. These are eggs or ova. This is uterus. This is cervix. This is vagina. So these are the major parts in the female reproductive system. So there are one pair of ovary. Ovaries are there, and each ovary having the millions of number of numerous ova will be presented, immature ova. By the birth only, those will be presented in the body of the female in the ovaries. And slowly at the age is running and come to the puberty stage, when they are become mature, and these ovaries one by one is getting mature and start releasing into the long tube-like structure is called as fallopian tube, and it is also called as oviduct. This will bring the ova to a depression. There it will be waiting for, the ova is waiting for combination, fusion of sperm. So at the time of sexual intercourse, the sperm will be moving from the vagina to cervix, cervix to uterus, and moves towards the ova, and fertilization will be taking place in the fallopian tube. In the female reproductive system, fertilization is taking place in the fallopian tube or oviduct. Remember, this is the very big question, one mark question this is. Name the place where the fertilization takes place in the female reproductive system, that is oviduct or fallopian tube. Once the fertilization is completed, the fertilized egg will be presented here. Fertilized egg will be presented and it will be developed into embryo. After the 3 to 4 developments, so slowly it is moving towards the uterus, and there inner walls of the uterus will be attached. The attachment of the embryo to the inner wall of the uterus is called as implantation. The attachment of the ova or embryo, the attachment of the embryo to the inner walls of the uterus is called as implantation. It is occur after the 3 to 4 divisions of the embryo after the fertilization. So once this attachment, this embedded, once this embryo is embedded or attached to the uterus, around this some muscular cushion type structure will be developed. That is called as placenta. It is a disc-like structure which is act as a bridge between the mother and child, baby. And inside this disc, the placenta, one side, the side towards the embryo, developing embryo, having the finger-like projections are called as villi, and other side it is connected to the mother's body. So this villi will give the lot of surface area for storage of the glucose as well as the oxygen. So the baby will be nourished by this placenta. Placenta is the very important structure which is useful for the baby for nourishment. It provides the food, it provides the oxygen, it provides the glucose, and also it provides the blood through the blood. These all will be supplied to the baby. Okay. And in back, the baby will be producing the waste materials. Those are entering into the blood of the mother and expelled out from the mother's body. So this way, for the excretion, for the respiration, for the digestion, for the transportation, this placenta plays an important role. Simply we can say it is a very good organ helping in the nourishment of the baby at the time of development. Okay, once the development has been taken place and the baby will be developed, and it takes 9 months to fully development of the baby. After the 9 months, the baby will be come out from the mother's body. The process of coming out of the body, out of the baby from the mother's body is called as childbirth, or we can say parturition. It's also called as parturition. Okay, childbirth, or we can say that as parturition. 9 months it will be taken, or we can say that 270 days. 9 months or 270 days. This is called as gestation period for the human beings. Gestation period means it is a time period taken by the child or embryo to develop completely. The time period taken by the child to develop from embryo to baby is called as gestation period. That gestation period is 270 days in the human beings. That means 9 months. Simply we can say 9 months. So if fertilization is not done, here fertilization done means this all will be happened. But fertilization is not done, and the egg which is waiting here, it will wait for 2 to 3 days. After that, it will be dissolved itself, destroyed by itself, and coming out of the body of the female as a waste material, that is called as a menstruation, and that is called as menstrual cycle. Every month, 14th day of every month, the ova will be produced, and within 2 days the fertilization is occur. Baby will be the lady will become pregnant. Otherwise, that egg which is waiting there, that will be destroyed by itself and coming out as a waste material, that is called menstruation. Okay, the menstruation will be there for the females 4 to 5 days. 4 to 5 days. Okay, and when the menstruation started in the female body, that is called as menarche. Beginning of the menstrual cycle is called as a menarche. Stoppage of the beginning of the menstrual cycle in the female is called as a menarche, and stoppage of the menstrual cycle is called as a menopause. And menarche will be started 12 to 13 years, 13th year. It will be stopped after the 50 years. The menstrual cycle will be started at the age of 12th year or 13th year. That is called menarche, and it will be stopped. The menstrual cycle will be stopped after the 50 years, sometimes 55 years also. That is called as menopause. So this is the complete information about the human reproductive system, male reproductive system as well as the female reproductive system. And the releasing of eggs, ova, will be done by the 2 ovaries alternatively. One side left side means another side right side. So like that, alternatively every month this will be produced after the maturation. Okay, understand? And the next video we will discuss about the human health, that means reproductive health and other topics. Okay, thank you.